Welcome back to 2-Minute Tips with Patterns by Jen, and today I am going to show you how to quickly rip out a seam using that little red ball that we have on our seam ripper. So we're going to use just a short little strip, but this goes for when I've added a border, when I have pieced units, anything that I need to rip, and you know we need to rip them, we're gonna be able to rip them out really simply. So the first thing I do is take out a couple of stitches here just to give myself a starting point. Now, a lot of times you can open it up and rip these seams out when you have them open. Okay, so you're going to put your ball of your seam ripper right in here, and you're going to hold underneath. So you're just going to hold right here and pull that seam ripper through. So again, red ball goes in between, holding the end here, and you're going to rip. Now, when I have thinner strips like this, these are 1.5-inch strips, a lot of times I will leave them closed like this because it just is easier than fighting to keep them open. And we're just going to go ahead and rip this all the way down to the end. And now we have our pieces. You can go ahead, take a little pink school eraser and go along and get those extra pieces out if you'd like, and re-sew whatever you have mistakenly sewn. So again, we'll go ahead one more time, take the stitches out just to give yourself a starting point so that you can slip that little red ball in. And we're just going to go ahead and all the way down to the end. Now, I will show you quickly how I go about ripping out a seam when I have, say, a pieced block where I have seams, because you do want to just go a little bit more carefully, a little slower when you hit those seams so that you aren't ripping through the fabric. You can rip through this fabric, and that will just make you a very sad little quilter. So we'll go over that in a different episode of this 2-Minute Tips with Patterns by Jen. Thanks for joining me. See you in 2 weeks.